So I had sugar plum dreams that we would be talking about really stylish shoes today from the Double Diamond, but WTR. What's that mean? Joining me now from the Double Diamond in Lion's Head is Bryant Richards. Hi, how are you?
I'm great.
No fancy shoes for me, huh?
No fancy shoes, but the next best thing, I wanted to bring in some bindings today.
And WTR is not like the other.
WTR, yeah.
So
WTR is walk to ride, so it's a new technology that's you're going to start seeing quite a bit of.
Here, let me
and yeah, I wanted to bring out this little demo plate here. Really cool. It's walk to ride. So the soles on the ski boots are actually rockered, so it's much easier to walk in them, but you have to have a special kind of binding.
Okay.
And the typical alpine bindings that we've always been using for quite a while are known as the ISO 535. Now this binding is a dual purpose binding, so it can take a regular alpine binding sole and a WTR. We just have to kind of click it like this into WTR mode,
Okay,
and
so
it
you
lowers
see how
down that AFD pad right there. Definitely nice and lightweight, but walking in the WTR soles is much easier than walking in a traditional alpine binding.
Okay.
Or boot, excuse me.
When you're walking, your binding is like on your shoulder because you're carrying your
Yep.
ski.
But when
So-
you're walking in the sole, it's much easier to walk in the boots.
Sounds like a good like happy hour boot.
Yeah,
You can probably
it's-
totally dance in it and everything
Definitely.
like that. Okay.
Yeah, a little easier walking through the village. But when we're talking bindings too, a lot of people notice that some of the demo bindings that we have on our demo skis are a little bit heavier, and that's because there is a metal plate under the toe and the heel. On our consumer bindings that we have here, there is no metal plate, so it typically tends to be a little bit lighter, using some of the same materials. But for instance, in this Marker Griffin, we have a polycarbonate toe and heel, so much lighter,
Okay.
and really helps hold you down in the binding. You get a little bit wider platform up here, so it allows the ski to roll over much easier when we're going to some of these wider skis nowadays. And also brought out an Axiom 120 binding from Rosenthal as well that was a little bit more suitable, has a more traditional spring in it instead of the horizontal spring like the Marker. Definitely for a little bit more of our intermediate skiers.
More aggressive skier for this
A
one.
little bit less aggressive on
Less
this one, more
aggressive,
aggressive on this one, yeah. The DIN setting only goes to 11. That's the retention setting on the binding. So remember, the higher the number, the tighter the setting. And all that is based off of a few things: age, weight, height, skier type, and boot sole length is how we come up with that number.
Right, and that's interesting that you say that, because I was skiing with my daughter the other day and her skis came flying off and she's like, "Mom, why do they do that?" And I said, "Well,
Yep.
they have to do that for safety reasons."
Yep, and all the bindings still meet all the same safety readings. We look up on the chart and know what we're looking at and what number to set the bindings correctly to.
Awesome. Bryant, what are we looking at now on the screen?
Yeah, so on the screen we have just a couple examples of what WTR is. So the top one that you're looking at is the normal alpine sole. The WTR is a little bit more rockered on the heel and the toe, and then the touring binding is a little bit thicker. So you can't use a touring boot in an alpine binding, and that's why I wanted to bring out that dual SPX binding, because you can use a WTR boot and a regular alpine boot in it as well.
Okay, so let's break this down
Yeah,
and
let's
see
break
if
it
I'm
down.
actually paying attention and
Yes.
understand you this morning. With the WTR binding, you can alpine ski and you can tour.
You can, yes,
Okay,
if
all
you
right.
have that.
And you can have happy hour and like have your rocker boot.
Exactly, much easier to walk. If you're going more the traditional route with the Marker Griffin or the Rosenthal Axiom, it's only going to use a traditional alpine sole.
Okay, alpine sole.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that sounds great. And I like them because they're lightweight, because I had a friend come into town, she rented skis. I was putting the skis on top of my car and they weighed like 30 pounds. What does this do for the person that's skiing on these rented skis with these bindings that are like weigh a lot?
Yeah, I mean, we're able to adjust the boot to any, or the binding to any size boot
Right.
with the demo binding, but it also makes it a little bit heavier. So when people are demoing skis, we do hear a lot that the binding is just a little bit heavier. So when we go to the consumer binding, we definitely know it's going to still perform really well, but it's a little bit lighter weight.
Okay. WTR.
WTR.
I just feel like I
the
want to
new
say
thing.
that all day now.
Yeah, you're going to
Okay.
start seeing a lot more about it. So I
Hey,
wanted to show everybody.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas
Double
to you,
Diamond
yeah.
is probably going crazy right now.
We're
with
getting
gift
really
ideas.
busy right now, and got a lot of great stuff. If you're looking for a really specific, unique gift for someone, and we got a lot of great stuff to choose from.
All right, Bryant. Nice to see you.
Nice
It's
to see
Bryant
you.
Richards. He's with Double Diamond. Yes, they have a shoe shop as well in Vail Village, and then they have their ski shop in Lion's Head. So go check them out.